fucking hell, I just got an idea and now I have to act on it. Oh my lord, these 21 days will really challenge me. I wasn't about to film this early in the morning today, but I have had the idea actually based on inspiration from my friend Sophia. Like, she said that as soon as she gets an idea, it's good to act on it. And so yesterday I guess this whole challenge has been, I just get an idea and I act on it. On Thursday I got an idea, let's do a 21-day challenge, and I'm like, okay, let's act on that. And how was it? Yesterday was like, okay, I'm gonna what do you say? Share about the unicorn cousin to my friends and family, which I did, and I'll tell you about it too. But I now got the next thought. Oh my god. Okay. So the idea is that. So the thing is that one of my life goals is to be an inspirational speaker. And if I want to do that, I have to start somewhere. And the fucking idea is that I invite maybe like 6 people to my home. I guess it will have to be acquaintances, people I've met, but I don't know them. So it doesn't feel too comfortable. And it also removes the block of money. Because if I have it in my home, I'm getting teary. If I have it in my home, I remove the block of, having to rent a space and be, organizing the thing. And I can, if I do it for free, as a way for myself to practice, and if I also say like, the payment or the energy exchange would be if they bring a little snack or a little something to drink, I don't even have to purchase that. So that will be the energy exchange instead of money, and I don't have to pay for a venue, but they get a really good lecture to oh my god. But that is actually in alignment with what I want to do in my life. If I want to be an inspirational speaker, I have to start somewhere. Okay. Oh my god, this will challenge me. But I'm excited, but it's also like, fuck, why do this idea popped into my head, and I think that means that I have to act on it. Oh! This is the situation we're going with today. But let's not make that stop us. Okay. I have invited my guests. I was like, I have to act when I feel inspired and feel like, because when I get the idea that, it's a bit too close to my face. I really hope that I will get my microphone soon. But when I get an idea, because when I get an idea, I usually feel a burst of energy. I feel inspiration. I feel like so much joy and expansion, and that's always before the fear comes in. And I think it's also very good to act on it when I'm in that inspired state. So I was like, I'm gonna invite these people. So now I've invited 6 guests to my inspirational speech on Thursday. Today is Sunday. I haven't created the anything because I got the idea today. So this is the second time I invite people to my speech without saying what it will be about. The first time was just a digital event. The first time I announced it on TikTok and was like, yeah, if you want to have a group call with me tomorrow, I don't know what we'll talk about. And it turned out some people, so Okay, so I've invited 6 people that I've met on a networking event. So I've met them once, so I feel like I kind of trust them to be in my home. But I don't know them personally, so it will be a good challenge for me to do this speech. But it will be a fucking challenge in a few ways, because I haven't stood in front of people talking since my school years. I think it must have been in 10 years ago I did that last time. So it will be very interesting to see how my nervous system will handle that. And I feel like these people could be okay to fail in front of. I feel like they would be super supportive. If I would stand there, stumble, they wouldn't be like, oh, fuck, did I come here for nothing? They would be like, yeah, keep going, that's amazing. They would be so supportive. So I think they could be really good supporters in this mission. Oh my God. I really feel like this this 21-day challenge is exactly what I need, because I wouldn't have done this otherwise. Oh, damn. Did I ruin it? I'm still in my PJs and it's almost 12 in the day. So I feel like I should get ready. Okay. We'll see. I think there will come a fear crash in the afternoon where I'm like panicking the fuck out. So that will be interesting. But that's a future Camilla problem. And I feel pretty good that I've acted in alignment with my higher self. That's what the challenge is about. And if I want to be a speaker, that's a good first step. So, yeah. I'm making my favorite muesli granola. It's so fucking delicious. This is going into the oven. Now it's out from the oven. I don't know if you can hear it popping. We have new thoughts in this little brain, and this morning when I decided to do the event, I was like, yeah, cool, oh, amazing, that's such a challenge. And I invited people, and now I'm almost like, should I take it even to the next level? Like, and by the next level, I mean, should I invite guests that would be, what do you say, not challenging, but it would feel the next level of nervousness for me. For example, if I should invite, I have a few in mind that have pretty big audiences, but are in alignment with the mission and are, I could see them, it's not impossible, but I don't think it's really, they would come with such short notice. But I'm asking myself, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to send it, but I'm asking myself, if they were actually to show up, could I be able to handle that? Could my nervous system handle having them in my apartment, listening to my speech that I haven't even created yet? So I see 2 options, and I think I have to be really clear, because when you are in this energy, I don't see it as impossible for them to come. So I just have to, but it's still not very likely. But if I manage to step into my higher self, if I can get into this is a movement that I'm really proud of. I take it really seriously, and I think this is so fucking important. This is my life's calling. If I can step into that and be like, I am delighted to have you here. If I can see everyone just as human and not as a status symbol or compare my success to them, because I can't compare. But if I can just make everyone human and see that everyone I would invite have a bigger vision. They are here to do something larger, and just be filled up with that. I think if I can hold that, that would be fucking amazing. But I have to just see, okay, if I actually see them coming in, sitting here, I'm standing up to talk, could I hold myself, or is that the next step? So I also don't want to overwhelm my nervous system in this challenge, but I also am open to leap and lean in a bit more and actually be okay with getting quicker results. And so I have to see if they would come, could I hold myself, could I hold whatever that would end with, and if I can, that would be fucking awesome. So I have to think before I invite those people. But yep, what a Sunday. So I feel a little bit more vulnerable, and I have kind of grounded myself into reality in a way. And I think I've landed in two thoughts. One is that the question isn't, can my nervous system handle it? It's more about, am I willing to make the decision to handle it? That's the thing. I have to take control and decide, can I, or do I want to handle it? And if I want to, I have to decide to be able to handle it. That's the first one. And then the second thought was, I was starting, when I did my makeup, I started listening to a song, or it came on, which is actually a song that I played a lot when my grandmother passed away. And I just got, thrown back in time a bit and realized that life is so fragile, and she's gone now. Her life is over, and she cannot go back and change anything. She can't take more risks or try to pursue her dreams, or any of that. And it just puts it into perspective. And I also realized that myself, when I was bedbound in chronic fatigue a couple of years ago, laying, not in this bed, but here in another bed, but I was in this room when I had chronic fatigue, and I would do anything to be in the position I am now, where I have energy every day, and where I am able to speak my fucking truth and live in alignment with who I am, because I've never done it before. And I remember when I was bedbound, I was like reflecting on, reality TV. And before my chronic fatigue, I had been very practical in a way, and logical in the way that I would say, oh, you should never do such a thing. I don't know. I'll try to explain it. But how I saw it in that moment when I was in bed, it was more like, but why not? Why take this life so serious? If someone want to be in a bikini and drink drinks and do something silly on TV, who cares? Who cares? Everyone, we will all die anyway in the end. And to be fair, we live on a spinning, floating planet in space. We have no fucking idea who we are. And I realized something else that concluded my yesterday mission or whatever, because I've been so scared to tell my family and friends about this account, about pursuing my personal dream of, helping women, helping people who feel like the ones out, the unicorns, and just be so passionate about live in alignment, not the fucking norm. That's like, and there's nothing wrong with the norm. It's just like, I think so many people live on autopilot today, and they just assume that this is what you do. And I really want to show another perspective and say that you can actually choose your life. You can choose everything. You do not have to conform to, the corporate ladder, to having children by a certain age or having them at all, or live in a certain place. You can create the life you want, and most importantly, find a way to accept yourself. And you have to honor yourself, otherwise you will always be struggling. That was my reality. And yesterday when I was at the party, and I was like, okay, shit, I'm going to actually honor my higher self and be like, be okay with being around people who don't get me, and actually standing in my power and say, this is me, this is what I stand for, and doing it in a respectful way. I think I'll save this if the storage runs out, and then I'll go on. So yesterday I told my friends, and it was a couple of childhood friends, and some of the other women who were there were actually friends of my friend, but they have been in my circle for 15 years. And it was fucking scary in the way that, the people who were there, they were lawyers, they were in economics, they were in engineers, that kind of degrees. And I used to be an engineer myself, and for the ego to be like, I used to be that, and then go to normative people who have these degrees and are serious and say like, no, but I'm a unicorn now. I transitioned from engineer to, I call myself the unicorn cousin online. Like, my ego was like, we're not doing that. So, but it felt fucking scary. But it actually turned out to be a bit different than I thought. So I think my main fear was that they would ridicule me and not understand. And one person did ridicule it a little bit. She said, she translated the unicorn cousin to Swedish and laughed. And when you translate the unicorn cousin to Swedish, it sounds extremely childish. I would never call it that in Swedish. And I knew that would happen. And I think that is actually what will happen when when I share it to my family, extended family. They will definitely make a lot of ridicule out of that name, and especially decide to call it, translate it into Swedish, because they think it's funny. But the thing is, I was not in the energy of like, oh, this is what I do, this is so, I was not in this nervous energy. I was more in like, I call myself the unicorn cousin online, blah, blah. And she dropped that comment, and I was like, yeah, you could say that if you want to make it sound childish. And then she laughed and didn't bring it up again. And after that, no one ridiculed me. And I also stepped into a more serious, energy of like, explaining like, but the unicorn cousin stands for the feeling of being the odd one out in the family, in the friend group, everyone is like, what the fuck is she up to now? Like, isn't she gonna settle down soon or do something reasonable? So just like owning that you are a person who does things differently and want to inspire others to question the norm and just live in your fucking truth. That's my whole fucking message. And that comes so deeply from the time that my health was taken away from me. I had such a fucking wake up call. Like, what the fuck am I doing with my life if I don't live it the way I want to and embrace who I am? And so I had a bit more of a serious approach, and that meant that they actually matched my energy, and they took it serious, and they asked a few questions, but they pretty quickly changed the subject. And that was also interesting to me, that there wasn't a huge interest in diving deeper. First, it was more nerve-wracking to come out as the unicorn cousin to my friends than it was to come out as gay. And now I'm bi, but technically I came out as gay before I became bi. But this was scarier, to be completely honest. And they actually had a pretty cool response, or cool in the sense that they didn't care super much. It was like, oh, okay. First, like they were a little bit mixed signals. Some were a little bit more interested, but some were like, it was like, oh, okay, tell me more. And then they asked like 2 questions, and then was like, move on to something else, because most of the conversations that evening was about giving birth, building a house, buying a house. They're talking about people's 9-to-5 jobs. And it's not that they don't care about me, it's more that they probably don't understand the world that I'm in, or the mission I'm on, or how deep this is for me. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. And the biggest lesson, I think, is that people were never standing in the way of your dreams. You were. You are. And I'm saying that to myself. And it's like, you can give people the, what do you say, the control, or you can make other people's judgment or opinions of you the obstacle of you actually achieving your goals or doing what you want. You can say, oh, people will judge me so much, they will ridicule me, they will blah blah blah. But in the end, maybe the worst thing is like, they don't really care that much, because they're not in that world. So maybe you're actually the one who is blocking you by having these mental prisons. And I honestly think that's the case. So that was, I felt, okay, I'm gonna pause again. And to some extent, I actually feel a bit relieved telling them, because it felt like standing up for myself and saying like, this is me, this is what I do. And yeah, standing a bit more in my power, and still being respectful, but I cannot water myself down to not upset normative people. And yeah, maybe they are, I don't know. I just realize how much power you can give yourself if you say, I'm in control, I decide that I respect me, I decide that this is a serious channel, I decide that I'm on a very important mission. And anyone who will try to laugh or ridicule that, that's on them. I love it's an exercise, or I don't know, I can't remember the book now. I guess it's like The Courage to Be Disliked or something, where they say that it's other people's tasks to decide if they like you, and you should never intervene. So your only job is to send out, to be you, to I don't know. So you are in charge of yourself, but when you, how to say, so other people's opinions of you is none of your business, is basically it. It's their task to decide, and you should not interfere. And in this case, if people will judge or whatever, it's their task. I cannot go into that. I have to stay true to me. So yeah. And another thing regarding the event that I'm hosting on Thursday, I'm also on the more deep side. I realized that if I only had 2 years left to live, let's say, if I knew that, because right now I feel like, oh, my life is endless. I'll have till I'm 80. But if I only had 2 more years left to live, what would I second guess, second think, inviting people to my fucking living room and have a inspirational speech? Would I second guess that? I would not. I would just feel so human, so raw. I would be like, I'm sharing this. It doesn't matter how successful you are or not. You're human, and I just have a inner calling to spread this message. And ooh, I would not be so scared. I would just say, come humans to my living room. A part of me is like, fuck, I don't want to invite people here because I don't feel like it's fancy enough, or I don't have all the furniture pieces. But on the other hand, it's like, but it's not mine. I'm here on a blended time, and I won't bring this anyway. So regardless if I would, okay, I have to get a tissue, I think, or maybe it's fine. But why not be more human? And even like, if I had 2 more years left to live, I would not be so scared to make a fool out of myself. Even if I would stand there, invite these people, they come, and I stand there and I stumble and say weird things, or, you know, when they come and I try to small talk and I say weird things, because I need to learn. I'm learning. Even if I say stupid shit, and it's not that I say stupid shit, it's just like I would look very not confident, I think. I wouldn't really care. I would be like feeling that the mission is stronger, the helping people align themselves to who they fucking are and live in alignment with you, not the fucking norm. That's like, yeah, I don't know. In the end, we will all pass, and that's comforting to me. And I don't know, I think it's scary to other people, but it's, I don't know, it's just a magical place. And I realize more and more that we are our own prison keepers. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Emotional. And after all that, I now have panic. So I feel like this day is, I think, it's just such a fucking roller coaster. It's, you know, excitement, it's nervousness, then it's deep emotions and, you know, deep thoughts and blah, blah, blah. And now it's like fear and anxiety. And and I feel like these videos keep me accountable, because now I feel like I can't back out. And I've also invited a few people, but 2 of them have declined the offer. So I'm like, how am I going to find so it's enough people? Oof, okay. Yeah, mindset work for me to do, I feel like. I feel emotional like hell, and I think, I believe that it's also that I'm starting to live again. That this challenge is not just a challenge to, you know, be in the highest vibe possible. It's actually also starting to live again. Not just watching YouTube videos, but actually making them. Not just listening to inspirational talks, but actually making them. and I really want to do it. I also think that transformation and change never feels fun. So maybe the guiding factor in this shouldn't be how fun or exciting it feels, but how true it feels to the heart, and go with it even if it feels fucking scary, because it will feel scary until you've done it. So I feel like it's an emotional moment because it's a breaking point, but also a beautiful moment, and it's just like, it's just to fucking lean in and do it. And my intuition is saying like, this is the way, this is the way. I just have to find a way to have the courage to to fucking take one step at a time, go forward. This is it. This is the way. I think these are happy tears, and just emotional that I'm actually at a point where I get to dream, I get to expand and not just struggle and be in pain and be in sickness, but actually, you know, when you come to a point where you've been through that and you then step into like, I fucking have embraced myself. I have done so much mindset work to get me healthy, and that's amazing how the body can heal from fucking anything if you let it, if you align yourself. And I think like, I've done the alignment work. I am this person, and now it's just to take a step forward and take action. Let's go.
I believe that when we free ourselves from the burden of the norm and start living in alignment with who we really are, we will do a lot of good in the world. Because free people will free people. It might not be an easy road, but we'll be free.